Today we're going to address the 30-year-old registered nurse. The 30-year-old registered nurse is starting today, and she hadn't had a lot of financial planning in college. She hadn't had a lot of financial education, financial enlightenment, but we want to help her in our program. In the Millionaire Penny Coach program, we talk about finances. We talk about education. I'm not a CPA, I'm not a financial advisor, and I'm not a tax accountant. What I am is I am a millionaire who did this on my own, but I had to learn the hard way. I learned from trial and error, from putting hours and hours of studying into books, and I learned from mistakes I had made also. But in the end, it came to the point where I was able to accumulate well over $1 million in assets for my retirement. Now, those assets pay me more income than my actual living expenses. So, on a nutshell, I could basically retire from my job right now and live off the income that my assets are producing. That is what I want of you. You are going to go out there and you're going to work very hard. You're going to take care of some of the patients in the worst situations, their family members. You're going to be an emotional support. You're going to run up and down those halls, up and through those corridors, back and forth to those bedsides, pushing those drugs, watching that monitor, watching the heart rate. You're going to do that and you're going to work intensely. But when it's all said and done, I want you to be building something for your financial future. And in our Millionaire Penny Coach program, this is exactly what we do. You join our program, you come in, and you're able to access our modules where you can go and study these exact things that we're talking about on this YouTube channel. You can study these things, and also you'll have direct access to me every Sunday evening from 5 to 6 p.m. Central Time, where we get on group Zoom coaching calls, and you can ask me specific questions, and we're going to discuss each and every module for 8 weeks. Okay? Now listen to this scenario. You're a 30-year-old nurse. You're now making $30 an hour. If you do 2,080 hours for the year, that's $62,400 worth of income you should be making each and every year. In the Millionaire Penny Coach program, we talk extensively about two of the big keys to building financial freedom. Number one, paying yourself automatically, making it happen without you even thinking about it. And number two, building a cash reserve. Those two big things are the financial basis that you want to establish your financial goals and financial settings and your financial freedom on. You need to look at those things. Now, I'm not a CPA, not a tax accountant, not a financial advisor, but what I'm doing is I'm showing you how I did it and how I want my two daughters to do the exact same thing. Okay, so if you have that $62,400, you go to your HR department and you tell them, I want to put 10% of my income each and every month into my 401k. You have a 401k there. A lot of human resource departments at hospitals or at businesses and everything don't always bring that to your attention like I feel they should. But if you do that, you go to them, you tell them you want to have this money coming out each and every month, they will do it. They're required by law to do it. Most of the hospitals and big employers, they'll also match 3% of your contributions. So if you put in 3%, they're going to match 3%. But where we want you to start today, we want you to start at the 10%. So you get your 10% plus you get the 3% they match. So if you make $62,400 a year, that's a total of $8,112 each and every year going into your 401k. If you divide that by 12, that's $676 a month. Now, you're putting that money in there, but it's pre-tax dollars. So what does pre-tax dollars mean? That means it's going in there before you're taxed on it. So that's an automatic savings of at least 30 to 40% right there on those pre-tax dollars, plus the fact that you're getting the 3% from your employer. Okay, so this is a great financial starting place. Okay, this is a starting place, and many of the financial gurus out there tell people now the 401k is a waste of money and a waste of time. No, sir, no ma'am, it is not. It's a great place to lay your financial foundation. Okay, it's not the end, but it's a great start. one of the great advantages of the 401k is you can actually take a loan out on the value of your 401k. You can take 50% of the principal amount in there up to $50,000, whichever one is the lesser, the $50,000 or 50% of that amount. So you can use that, and you don't have to pay taxes and you don't have to pay penalties. So when you pay it back, you're actually paying it back to your own account. So you're paying yourself that interest income. That is a huge and a great benefit that we tap into in our program to show you how to build even bigger cash assets. Okay? Now, $676 each and every month are going in there. You're 30 years old. You do this for 37 years. At the age of 67, and if you've like the last 30 years, you've earned, the S&P 500 has averaged 9.8%. So if you do that at the end of 30 years and you're not even thinking about it, you're doing nothing else, and you're investing in that S&P 500 index, you've got a total of $2,661,178. That's a lot of money, okay? You hadn't done a thing but went into that 401k, set up the investment vehicle you wanted it placed into, and now when you retire, you've got a nest egg of $2,661,178. That is tremendous. The interest rate of that, the interest earnings of that alone, each and every, if you didn't even touch the principal once you retired, would be $237,120. Did you hear me? $237,120. That is huge. That is tremendous. You're basically going to make almost 4 times as much salary now from just your interest earnings than you were making working hard as a registered nurse. 4 times, 4x the salary. That's tremendous. That's incredible. Congratulations. You've reached financial freedom, and now you've established a nest egg that you can live on the rest of your life. Not only can you live on it, but you can pass that nest egg down to your children. You've now built basically legacy wealth. Now, how much effort did it take you to do that? Nothing. You established it that day when you made the financial decision, when you said, hey, I've heard about this. I need to do this. How many nurses have I taught with? How many people making $62,400 a year have I spoke with? And they weren't doing a thing. They were just spending the money. But now, the reticular activating system has been released in their brains, and they know they need to do that. If they don't do it, no one's going to do it for them. No one is going to do this unless you do it for yourself. And it's a tremendous asset that you can have access to when you get ready to punch that clock for the last time, give that last patient a pill, and how much more rewarding is it when you walk into those rooms your last few years as an RN, knowing that you've got your financial house in order. And you know when you retire and when you walk off this job, you'll never have to walk on another job or take another job for someone else again. That's an incredible feeling. It makes your feet walk a lot lighter when you're getting closer and closer to those days of retirement. I feel sorry for those nurses and those individuals that have worked all their lives and they come to their retirement years. Now their health has declined significantly. You don't see a joy in their step. You don't see a smile on their face. And if you sit down and talk to them, they'll actually tell you, I'm worried that I may not be able to make ends meet, and I better look for something to do on the side. And I'm probably going to have to work PRN just to kind of make ends meet. That's not where I want you to be. That's not where I want my daughters to be. I want you to take these actions, these steps now. I want you to take these steps now to prepare for your financial future. If you do this, you will have interest income of $237,120. If you add on top of that your Social Security, which will be $24,000 a year, and the fact that your house is paid for and you'll never have another mortgage payment again, that's another $38,400 worth of assets you've built on your own personal balance sheet. In our program, we're going to teach you how to create your own personal balance sheet where you can monitor your net worth. You can monitor the progress of your investments towards your investment goal. We're going to teach you that. But that alone, the $24,000 Social Security payment and the $14,400 mortgage payment that you were paying per year is gone now. So that's assets of $38,400 now on your balance sheet. If you took that amount and you divided it by 4%, that would equate to another chunk of assets equaling to $960,000. Most people will never tell you this. They won't explain to you how your home can be an asset in your retirement years. If your home is paid for, that's a mortgage payment or a rental payment you never have to make again. That home is an asset that sits on your personal balance sheet now. You don't have to make that payment anymore. If you take that and the Social Security together, that's a total of $38,400 worth of assets. And we divide it by 4%, we figure that will probably be the interest rate you could get on a CD at 5 years locked in, say 37 years from now. So that's another equivalent of $960,000 worth of assets. So you take the $960,000, you combined it with the $2,661,178 that's in your 401k now, you have total assets on your personal balance sheet of $3,621,178. That is powerful. That is life-changing. That is financial freedom for your life. And what did you do? You only made that one choice back then. To first of all, I'm going to go and I'm going to establish my 401k. The next thing you did, you bought a home and you made those payments. You got up, you did the work, you did the job. You created value in the marketplace by doing your job, going above and beyond. And you did those things, and now you can walk away from your job and from retirement someday knowing that your financial security is secure. Pay yourself first, live below your means, and commit to building cash reserves. Join us next week and we're going to talk about the Wealth Accelerator. Thank you. Have a great week. Hit the subscribe button below so you don't miss the next issue. We're going to talk about finances like you've never heard before. Join us. We want you to be part of our community and a part of our program. Any questions, go into the comment section on YouTube. Ask us some questions. We'll address those in a future video just for you. Thank you. Have a great week. See you next week. Bye-bye.